day 18 of my 30-day video challenge, and for day 16 I did a video on why I stayed, and so I figured I'd expand upon that a little bit and talk more about relationships and deal breakers, what deal breakers are, why you should have them, when to employ them, etc. So after I left my first marriage, I kind of had this theory going, and I came up with this like fluid list of things that I just were unacceptable to me, things that if somebody did these, I would not stay with them, I wouldn't tolerate it. And the top two things on the list was being cheated on, and the second thing was being called on my name, especially being called a bitch, just because I had been called that name so many times that I was like, if I hear somebody direct that word to me one more time, I'm gonna snap. So honestly, I mean, I broke those deal breakers. Like, people broke those deal breakers and I broke it off or whatever. But then, like, I came to a period of time or a situation where those things were broken, and I still stayed because I was a dumbass. I mean, I don't really have any good reasons. Like, why do you stay? I don't know. I'm like, at the time I thought it was a good idea, I guess. I don't know. I'm like, but the whole idea of having deal breakers is that it's a deal breaker. Once somebody breaks that deal, once somebody does that, it breaks the deal. It breaks the deal of your relationship. So the thing is, if you have a serious like list of deal breakers, and I'm not talking about, because I have friends who are like, oh my god, he's like too tall, or he eats a certain way and it bothers me, or he's kind of short. I don't know, they have like weird little, like, they're way too picky. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, like, what is a no-no. Like, it could be something small, maybe for you. Maybe it could be if he leaves his drawers on the floor one time, that's it, I can't deal with that. Or if he calls me out my name one time, I can't deal with that. Or if he cheats on me, or if he doesn't have a good relationship with his mother, or if he doesn't, have his own set of friends. It could be anything. I mean, literally think about the past relationships you've been in. Think about your friends' relationships and the kind of things that you see go on in those situations. Think about where you want to be and all of the possibilities, and then come up with a really sound list of things that you can't see yourself dealing with, and stick to it. Because by sticking to that deal breaker list, you really save yourself a lot of heartache and a lot of dramatic situations and scenarios, and a lot of like, oh, I don't know what to do. Should I leave him? He called me a bitch, but he was really upset, and I did something to provoke it or whatever. No. It doesn't matter, because it's a deal breaker. And if you let them know front, like this, look, I don't want to ever be called out my name. I don't want to ever be cheated on. I don't want to ever this. And they're aware of this, and they still do that. Deuces. Because I feel like we're getting into like a really funky time, and I would hate to be a teenager or in my young 20s right now trying to figure out this whole dating relationship. How are you going to get married? Like, what is the world going to look like in 10 years? Because everybody thinks it's okay to casually hook up and like to have these blurred lines like, oh, he's not my man, I'm okay with that. What do you mean you're okay with that? No, that's not acceptable. Like, if you are giving your body, which is your temple, is supposed to be something sacred to somebody, that should be your man. And if it's not, that's a problem. You need to do some soul searching and really increase the value you have in yourself. Because obviously, if you're not valuing yourself, no one else is going to. Now, the thing is of course, men could say, well, women, they treat men like crap too. They call men out of their names too. They provoke situations. They lie. They do all this stuff. And that's true. But I can't remember the last time I turned on the radio and heard a song of a woman talking about men are bitches and hoes, and they're gonna, like, do this and that to my pussy, and, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I could turn on the radio any given time and hear about dudes talking about bitches and hoes and how they're gonna, suck their dick and, like, all this stuff. And how is that okay? How is that okay? It's not okay. It's not okay. My name is Amber. That's what I respond to. I might respond to some endearing terms of affection, but I won't respond to bitch. I won't respond to any derogatory, negative name. I won't accept that. Because I've worked too hard to not be that. I've worked too hard to be independent. I've worked too hard to be a good person. I've worked too hard to not be a whore. Like, not work too hard to not be a whore. Obviously, it's not that hard, but I'm saying, like, so many opportunities I had where I could have, like, if I wanted to just have fun, or if I wanted to, like, kick it with some guy I thought was really fine or whatever. But no, I had these damn things called morals and standards and values my whole life that, you know, allowed me to not do that. And so I'll be damned if somebody calls me out my name, especially something that I'm not. Don't treat me like that. I'm a damn woman. And I've worked really hard to be a good one. So don't play me like that. I won't accept that. And I don't think that any other woman should either. I think you got to value yourself. And it's like if that person wants to leave you because you kick them to the curb or whatever, they just want to be completely rude about the situation because you have standards and you have these deal breakers, then bye. Because if I don't care about me, you're not going to care about me. And if you don't care about me, there's no one to care about me. And like, what does that mean for me? What kind of value do I have on this earth? You have to think about these things. Like, it's just, this obviously hits home for me because I've been in these situations. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating because when you're strong, or when you try to be strong, because let's face it, like, women, their emotional capacity is a little bit different than men. And so, yes, women might cry. Women might get upset. Women might react too quickly to something or overreact to something. But at the end of the day, you know, they're still, just because they're crying doesn't mean they're not still strong. And so, if you're strong, though, then men seem to have a problem with that. Men don't seem to like strong women. They think it's cute at first. Oh, you're feisty. I like that. No, honey. I'm not feisty. I'm strong. Okay? It's a difference. I'm not just cute, feisty. Ooh, you like that now. But when I'm feisty with your ass, you don't like it no more. No. Men have a problem with strong women because it's threatening to them, especially if they're insecure within themselves. But regardless of the situation, I feel like I'm slightly old-fashioned in terms of, I feel like a man should be a man, a woman should be a woman. A man should be the stronger, the rock, the like really the foundation that the woman can, because of her, the way her emotions are set up, she should be able to lean on him in her times of need and be that for her man. But it's a man's, and I don't care what religion you believe in, I don't care in what philosophy you follow. In every freaking religion and philosophy, a man is supposed to be that fucking damn, I can't think of the word. He's supposed to be that pivotal piece, that pillar, that thing that holds it all together. A man is supposed to be that. And if you're not being that, your woman can't be what she needs to be. And if a man's not being the pillar, the woman's got to step in and take the place. And that's going to cause problems because a man don't like it. So if you're a man and you have a girlfriend or a wife or whatever it is, you need to make sure that you're that pillar at all times. You need to make sure that you're not slipping. You need to make sure that you're not fixing to call her out her name, or that you're not allowing it to temptations to get the best of you and cheating on her. Because at the end of the day, like, none of that is going to get you where you need to be in life. It's not going to get you where you want to be in life. Because having sex with A, B, C, D, and E, F, G this week, next month, whatever, that might be fun for now. But when you're lonely, and all men get to that point. So when you get to that point and you're lonely, you're going to remember that one good girl that you let go or that you messed around on. Them hoes ain't going to mean nothing to you. It's temporary. It's temporary. So don't mess up a permanent thing for some temporary mess. And don't let your temporary state of mind, your emotions, your upsetness, your anger mess up a permanent situation because you can't stop your lips from calling somebody out their name. A woman who does not deserve to be called out her name, especially a woman who has worked hard as hell. You know you have a good woman. You picked her. If she's everything like that is, cause oh my God, it just pisses me off because I've seen so many women go through it. I've been through it myself, and it just frustrates me to no end how men think they can, and then how society like allows women to be treated like crap, and how men think they can just continue to treat them like crap. It drives me nuts, and literally drives me nuts, and it drives a lot of other women nuts. And women will go to great extents because they feel like, okay, I've invested in this. Once we're in that situation, I will go above and beyond to keep this together, and even if that means looking a little crazy. But at some point, that deal breaker point, you gotta let it go. And if he's already broke the deal breaker like a million times, and I just stayed because, you know, it's not that big of a deal at the end of the day. It is that big of a deal. It is that big of a deal. That's why it's a damn deal breaker. That's why you had wrote it down, because it's something you don't want to tolerate it. And every single time you allow someone to do that deal breaker to you, whatever it may be, it's chipping away at your soul, your value, you as a person. It's chipping that shit away. So what are you left with? What if they decide to up and leave you for some little chick they met? What if they decide that they're just tired of being in this situation? You getting old, they're getting bored or lazy or content, complacent with the situation, whatever. What if they tired of y'all kids, your kids? What if they're just tired of family life and they decide to bounce one day? You done put up with all these deal breakers, and now they're the one who decides to bounce, and you done been chipped away at what's left. Don't do it. Gotta have deal breakers, and you gotta stick to them. Life's too short. Life's way too short. Think about it. All the stuff that happens to people on a daily basis, getting sick, getting into, tragedies. I mean, having family pass away. I mean, it's too short, and there's too many things that can happen in an instant. I was just watching this documentary on the tsunamis that happened in, where was it? It was Sri Lanka, I think, and all of that. What was that, 5 years ago? And it was just there were people who were on these vacations, and they were just enjoying life, and then this tsunami comes and it ripped. I think there was 250,000 deaths that day. But these were people, think about it, there was 250,000 deaths. I don't even know how many people were actually affected by it, but think about how many people were there. And think about how many times you've been with your significant other and you guys have been somewhere where it's supposed to be fun or something, and you've gotten into an argument. So how many people, their last words were bitch or I hate you or whatever? And then how many people's last words were holding hands and they died together, I love you? I seen this older couple who was helping each other, trying to save each other's lives, get each other up to this other couple who was helping them, and they got swept away by the waves. Holding hands still. And they very likely died, but they died holding hands together. Not yelling and I hate you and all of this and that. What do you want your last moments to be? What do you want? If someone told you got 6 more months to live, are you going to think in oh my God, I'm going to stay in this horrible relationship, or I'm so glad that I've stayed this however many years with this person who keeps making these deal breakers? Or do you want to be happy, you know what, that's okay, because I feel like it's worth it. Everything that I've been through is worth it. I've done everything that I wanted to, and I feel loved, and I feel like these next 6 months are going to be great. Whatever. I mean, think about it. Women have got to stick up for themselves, because really nobody else is doing it. Nobody else is going to. And women are devaluing themselves every day. I thought it would get better because we have so many more rights now. I mean, there's a woman running for president right now. I mean, there's a woman there's just women in power right now. So why are so many of us just devaluing ourselves? Why are we allowing ourselves to be called derogatory names? Why are we allowing ourselves to be freaking objectified and just treated badly in public, at home, in private? You have so much more to offer the world. I don't know, maybe that was a rambling session because I get kind of passionate about it and go off on a tangent, but I'm just, it just frustrates me to no end. To no freaking end. And I just, I'm so tired of men thinking that, or saying women deserve it. Because I'm frustrated for 2 reasons. One, because some women do deserve it, because women are devaluing themselves and they're putting themselves out there. Yeah, use me, abuse me, call me names, I don't care. And the second part is because the other women are trying too damn hard to not have to be degraded and objectified and all of that. They're working too hard for that, but they're still treated the same way. So frustrating. And men gotta start taking responsibility. Men's out here wearing skirts and skinny jeans and jeggings and shit now. You gotta be that pillar, and you can't do that shit I don't care your choice of fashion, whatever, but I'm, like I said, slightly old-fashioned, so it's really hard for me to see how you can be the pillar if you're wearing skinny jeans or jeggings or skirts. Where's that traditional, I bring home the bacon, I'm the pillar, I'm the man, I hold this down, I'm the foundation, that is in the Bible, that is in every freaking religion and philosophy you can follow? Where's that man at? And why y'all getting mad at strong women who gotta be that man because y'all can't? And then y'all get mad when women say that, oh, you wanna be the man? I'm gonna treat you like a man. I'm gonna hit you like a man. Really? 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 How about you just be a damn man? Alright, that's it. Have a good day.